Greetings everyone, and thanks for joining us for this paranormal pit stop. Tonight, we'll be taking a look at a popular museum property located off Fort Rock Road, just west of Fort Rock, Oregon, that preserves a number of wooden Homestead-era abodes, some of which that were acquired elsewhere and moved to the site, showcasing the history of early Oregonian life, and purported to hold a number of restless spirits and paranormal energies tied to its past. Are you prepared to brave the hauntings of the Fort Rock Homestead Museum? Historically, from 1905 to 1915, waves of homesteaders would hit the 200-square-mile Fort Rock Valley in order to claim federal lands for agricultural purposes under the Homestead Acts. Over time, small towns and communities would begin sprouting up through the region, including that of Fort Rock itself, whose post office was established in 1908 under Postmaster Josiah Thomas Thoughton, and whose cemetery was officiated just 2 years later in 1910. Unfortunately, due to the area's harsh high desert climate, which saw hot summer days, freezing nights, a latest average frostfall of June 29th, a good majority of homesteaders would end up abandoning their claims shortly after arriving. In 1988, the Fort Rock Valley Homestead Museum, which was purposed to preserve structures in danger of demolition by the Bureau of Land Management, would open its doors under the Fort Rock Valley Historical Society, with just 2 buildings in its charge, being the Webster Cabin and Dr. Tom's office, though over time, more buildings would be purchased and moved to the site. What is officially the Fort Rock Valley Historical Homestead Museum remains open into the present, offering a slew of buildings, each with their own histories, a visitor's center with a range of displays, and an impressive collection of artifacts and historical documents for viewing. Some of the earliest supernatural legends surrounding the Fort Rock area span back thousands of years and were perpetuated amongst the local Paiute tribe, who told the area played home to nuwuzo'ho, the swallowing monster. It's told this massive demonic thing lurked the wilds and used its giant spear in tandem with the Fort Rock formation as a mortar and pestle to grind up the people it captured before eating them. It's even told the prominent formation, now recognized as Crack in the Ground, was actually created when nuwuzo'ho and Coyote got into a scrap, during which time the swallower slammed his spear into the ground, splitting it wide open. Following settlement, a later addition of a modern cemetery would only further bolster associated ghost stories. Most of the weathered graves within this yard were interred from 1910 to 1920, though crazily enough, it actually remains in operation and provides funerary services to the community to this day. Across the whole of museum grounds, both staff and visitors have reported unnatural hot and cold spots, strange winds that rip through the area spontaneously, and odd fogs that descend upon the site alone. Several informal investigations have yielded high EMF levels, orbs and strange mists in photography, abnormal battery death rates, and constant malfunctions with gear and electronics, and a handful of accounts detailed doors that open and close on their own, strange lights spied floating through vacant buildings, the phantom feelings of being watched or followed, displays found rearranged overnight, and encounters with shadowy figures and full-bodied apparitions in clothing spanning back to attire that's downright ancient. Lastly, history and legend intertwine to tell the tale of Reuben Aaron Long, or more affectionately, Rube, who was an Eastern Oregon rancher, author, cowboy, storyteller, and philosopher that was widely renowned amongst locals. Rube would pass on in 1974, after which he was laid to rest in Fort Rock Cemetery, and to date, many have told of run-ins with the charming spirit of a man riding his horse about the grounds that matches the description of the iconic raconteur, who's even so much as held full conversations with select living before riding off into the sunset. Thanks for tuning in for this paranormal pit stop. If you enjoyed our histories and ghost stories, go ahead and subscribe to our channel, throw us a like, and share us with anyone you think could use a good scare. We'll catch you next time.